This is the End Zone. Let's move the chains, guys. I'm so excited. PJ Walker got his first start in the NFL this past weekend. It wasn't really a question of if, it was when. Immediately when you saw him step onto the field in the XFL, you knew that his day was coming. And it is so hard to be a starting quarterback, even for one game in the NFL. The accomplishment, the hard work, just the devotion it takes to get to that point in your life as an athlete. You can't take a moment like this for granted, especially for PJ Walker. Unfortunately, the circumstances, Teddy Bridgewater being out with an injury, it was a game time decision. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But PJ Walker took the role and he ran with it. He played so well, and I think a lot of people are just so proud of him. He was cut 12 times in the NFL. I can't imagine being a player, basically losing your job 12 times. His career was jump-started by Andrew Luck with the Colts on the practice squad. His dad, Oliver Luck, was the head honcho, the commissioner of the XFL. He said, listen, Dad, you got to check out this guy, PJ Walker. He hasn't gotten much opportunity in the NFL. This kid's a star. Well, I think that was a great decision by Andrew and Oliver Luck because he went to the XFL, became the MVP of the league, 15 touchdowns in only half of a season before the season was canceled, but it is coming back. But he went ahead, got signed by the Panthers, by his former Temple coach, Matt Rule, and he gets his first career start and his first career win. An incredible story for PJ Walker. In his post-game interview, he said that his mom had a dream a year ago when he was with the Colts that he would one day start for the Panthers. All of a sudden, in 2020, he's 6-0 as a starter, 5-0 with the Houston Roughnecks, 1-0 with the Carolina Panthers. And he showed a lot of great things in this game. Yes, there were some mistakes. There were some rough spots. We still saw the PJ Walker that we saw in the XFL. There wasn't as much mobility, but you kind of had to expect that because the NFL is a lot faster. It might take him a while to get used to it. He had one really nice run that was called back because of a penalty, and he almost actually scored a rushing touchdown. But a lot of other things he did well that we saw in the XFL. He was very poised in the pocket. It didn't seem like he was throwing scared or missing balls high. We saw a little bit of that when he played the first time around. You see here, scrambling, making an excellent throw on the run because that's just what he does. He's a playmaker. A lot didn't really drop off from the XFL. I mean, he showed a lot of his accuracy. He still has that great XFL deep ball earlier in the game. He made a really nice throw there. You see the touchdown. And his first career start jitters weren't really there. And you got to remember, being told he's going to start right before the game starts, that's very, very scary. Not an ideal situation. Again, a couple of mental errors. He threw 2 interceptions. One of them was not really near a receiver. It was in the end zone. Actually, both were in the end zone. So red zone turnovers, not ideal. But I think for what he was given, one of the worst offenses in the NFL, not with Christian McCaffrey. He was also injured. I think he made the best of it, and he really took it to the Lions' defense. We, again, didn't get to see full PJ Walker mobility, but I think that after a couple of NFL games, if he gets more playing opportunity, he probably might not get many starts. But hey, you talk about next year. You talk about the future for PJ Walker. There are a lot of teams that could either draft or trade for a quarterback. Walker is definitely making a case as a solid backup and maybe, just maybe, a starter part-time. I mean, he had a really, really, really great game in his first start versus the Lions, and I'm just very proud of him. 258 yards, a touchdown. He got the 2 interceptions, but he went in there, he played his tail off, and he made a lot of XFL fans and spring football fans proud. I want to know what you think about PJ Walker and his performance. Did you watch the Panthers play the Lions this past weekend? Thanks for watching the End Zone. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, as always, so we can move the chains.